Hi, let's talk. So I think as a society, we like to romanticize saving people. We like to hold on to this idea that maybe somebody that we love will change because our love is enough. And I think it comes from a very wounded place. And I say that because what I want to talk about today is the phrase, be my peace. I think in this world, we're all searching for something. And what that is going to be different for everybody. But we seem to search outside of ourselves, in particular, in things like other people, or drugs, or alcohol, or addiction of any kind. And that makes sense, because our human minds experience the world outside of self. And we're conditioned to not go inward. We're conditioned to believe that we are inherently bad and wrong. Maybe not all of us, but in my case, and I know a lot of people that I know, you don't want to go inward because why do you want to go in there? It's ugly, it's wrong, but it's not. But that's what we're taught to believe. Don't think for yourself, kind of thing. I think be my peace, or being somebody else's peace, is a nice sentiment. It's very lovely and romantic, and I think we all long for that kind of connection, but it doesn't really work that way. At least I don't believe so. And I'm someone who spent my entire life waging an internal war against myself. Don't get me wrong. I think that you can provide levels of comfort, levels of safety. You can be a safe space to sink into. But if you're not at peace with yourself, if you're too busy waging an internal war, you cannot find peace in anybody else. Because your mind is chaos. It's all over the place. When we're caught up in inner chaos, when our minds are going a million miles an hour, when we're disassociating or have heavy depression and anxiety, that is always going to affect the other person. So say you find somebody that is at peace and you see their peace and you see what it can bring you. That internal chaos is always going to seep out and spill all over the other person. And depending on the other person, that's going to ignite their internal chaos. And now I'm not talking about inward focused people. I'm talking about people who are still a level of unconscious, where they get swept away by their emotional state, when they get lost in old thought patterns. That's what I'm talking about. I think it is very different when you have two people who work to come into inner peace by themselves. Then you can bring that together, even if you're not at peace. But there has to be a level of working together, or it will never work. And I just want to point out that often people don't even realize that this is happening. They are just emotional. Your nervous system is, they're your nervous system is dysregulated, and that's hard to tame. That's a challenge. Maybe not for you. I don't want to put that limiting belief on you. But for me, it took years. I also want to say that if you are dealing with somebody who gets swept away in their own internal chaos, do your best not to get swept away in it too. Do your best to be calm and see it from a higher point of view. And we're not perfect, we're humans, right? But we can still do whatever we can to be loving and compassionate, because they are people, just like we are all people. And often, these people don't want to be this way. They just are. Maybe because nobody in their lives ever believed in them. And that doesn't mean you have to stick around. Sometimes the best thing that we can do for our own peace, to be our own peace, is to walk away, no matter how bad it breaks your heart. But even if they can't receive it, do your best. Our minds create. That's what they do. And our subconscious mind, where we store our belief systems and our assumptions, does not know the difference between you and other. It does not know the difference between reality and fantasy. It only knows the information that you feed it. So it is so important not to let other people come in and steal what you have worked for. If you are constantly surrounding yourself with people that are waging war against themselves, they're going to wage war against you. And when they wage that war against you, you are feeding your subconscious mind all of the shitty things that they're saying to you. We can only ever seek peace from within. Simple as that. Nobody is ever going to come along and be your peace. No one is ever going to come along and do the work for you. It is up to us to save ourselves. Nobody's coming for you. When we focus on fulfilling our own needs, we can come into greater alignment with what we're meant for here on this earth. And in stepping into greater alignment, we bring in things that are more aligned. So, if you're on this journey and you're still bringing in people at war with themselves, it's because you too are still at war with yourself. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you're finding your peace and the universe is testing you one last time. But as long as our focus is outward and we're seeking outside of self, we will never find the level of peace or nurturance or safety or witness that we want. The world's a mirror, I believe. I'm out of time. Have a good night.